CS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. And it is a Friday morning, and we're glad you're with us here at 8:45. We talk a little 4-H with you here this morning. Probably a lot of folks not aware of everything that 4-H has going on. But we're going to find out about it today, including a conversation with some young folks just back from West Virginia. They were on a trip for 4-H. Our conversation this morning is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And so I've got John and I've got Sadie with me this morning, right?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to have you with us here today. Last names for folks who are watching on Facebook. Wave to everybody on Facebook. Good.
My name is John Bruner.
My name is Sadie Palfrey.
Well, it's good to have you both with us here today, as John has to fix our microphone now.
What happened to it?
That's okay. Don't worry. It'll hang there and it'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine. All right. So you guys were in West Virginia, huh?
That was for the national forestry competition for 4-H, and we just got back actually yesterday afternoon. And Pennsylvania was well represented. We actually ended up second in the country for our team. It was a great experience, and our teammate Elizabeth Bruner, my sister, actually got first place individual overall.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Pennsylvania was well represented, and I think Pennsylvania will continue to be well represented in the years to come here. I think we're going to have some good coaches come up, and I think it's going to be a good experience for a lot of kids.
Yeah, terrific. Say, did you have fun?
I did.
Yeah. What'd you do?
So we had to do an individual portion the first day where we went around and did compass and pacing, tree measurement, tree ID, and insect and diseases ID. And then the second day we did the team portion where we had to evaluate a plot of trees and figure out what the landowner wanted to do with it.
Did you get it right?
Yeah, we got first place in the plot evaluation portion.
Nice. Are those common competitions that you go to? You make those trips often?
I think that there's the forestry competition itself is rather smaller compared to the competitions. I know the national shooting sports competition had almost 1,000 kids compete this year from across the country, and the national forestry contest only had like 40, 50 kids and compete across the country. But those kids were no slouches. They were pretty smart kids. And then the national wildlife contest, I think there was just like 70, 80 kids, I think. So the shooting sports is one of the biggest national competitions.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the most competitive as well.
Yeah. Well, that makes, Sadie, you got a first place?
I did.
In what?
So for shooting sports, I did the air rifle discipline. I got first place in the first section was the 3 position, 60 shots, so it was prone, kneeling, and standing. I got a first place in that. And then the second day we did a 40 shot standing. I also got first place in that one. The third day we did a silhouette match, which is like little steel targets that you have to knock over. I got 5th place for that, and then I earned the title of the 2023 National Shooting Sports Air Rifle Champion.
How about that? I wish we had people here to applaud. That's fantastic. So in the competition, how many people were you competing against?
There were 84 kids in the air rifle discipline.
Wow. Did you anticipate that you would have a really good meet, that you had a chance?
Yeah. I practiced really hard for it, so I was.
Yeah. So in the competition itself, is it speed based? Is it accuracy based? Is it a combination of the two?
It's more accuracy. For silhouettes, it's a little less time than the other two, but it's mostly accuracy.
Yeah. Now, John, tell me about your experience there, too, because you finished high up, too.
I did okay, yeah. I went and competed in the compound archery contest, and they had 111 participants in compound itself. We shot all week long. We got there Sunday, practiced. Monday was our practice day to get warmed up and kind of acclimate with the area. And the rest of the week we shot competition days. So I didn't shoot as well as I could have, but you can always do better. I ended up 8th in the country, and so which isn't bad. There was a lot of kids participating. There was a record high number this year. There was I think there was around 800 participants, and I think there was 42 states that participated this year. So that was really nice. And yeah, I had a really good time, and it was awesome.
People probably aren't aware of how physically demanding that is. It really does require a tremendous amount of physical conditioning, doesn't it? Your elbow must hurt.
It does. It requires a lot of physical activity, but it also requires a lot of focus as well. That's one of the main things. Is not as so much physical if you have the conditioning, but it's mostly takes a toll on your focus, and because it's we were outside all day long. It was almost, I think it was 100-some degrees there, and it was really, really windy.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of shooting. You shoot a lot each day. I think almost 100-some shots each day. But most of these kids were shooting target stuff for both disciplines. So most of those kids were well conditioned, and they were ready for it.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Connie, where's Connie? Come on over here, would you? Connie Bruner. With us here this morning. Connie, of course, you're also very much involved in the shooting sports and in 4-H as a whole. You have to be pretty proud, right?
These kids do a magnificent job. They spend a lot of time practicing, preparing. We work with a lot of kids in shooting sports in Indiana County, and we have several who are the cream of the crop, and it's representative by them winning the state qualifier match that happens at State College, and then being able to move on to nationals. So not everybody that competes at the state level gets to go. They only take the top 4 kids.
Yeah.
So Sadie was the first this year at states in air rifle, and John was the first in states in compound archery. So that gave them the award to be able to go to nationals.
Yeah, yeah. And when you get there and you see all of those kids that are going to be there and competing against them, that could be an intimidating thing. But they seem to have come right through with no problems.
Well, as the members mentioned, it takes focus and stamina and a lot of practice. So they were well conditioned and prepared to go. But as everyone was, I mean, you're going to compete against the best of the best from across the country. Yeah. And it really, from a leader perspective and from adult perspective, watching these kids and the camaraderie out on the field and the sportsmanship that they exhibit, it's really something that 4-H teaches and prepares kids for real world and life skills.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Sadie and John, you hold leadership roles too within the organization, don't you?
Yes.
A good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all both on the county teen council for 4-H, as well as we are state project ambassadors, which is, I guess I could talk a little bit about that. It's a state position for 4-H. And basically, you're representing a specific project area that they represent. So basically, we are in the environmental science, shooting sports, and camping area. So basically, we represent PA at different events that 4-H has, and we basically talk to the kids and find out how we can make those projects or that competition better for them and how they want it to be, and basically give them a voice of what they want and how they want it to work. And I guess I'm not yet officially, but I'm going to the National 4-H Ambassador Institute for Shooting Sports, which is in Nevada, in 2 weeks. So after that, I'll officially be a National Shooting Sports Ambassador for the country.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Where you can go, huh? And where 4-H can. Sadie, did you ever think that this would be something that when you became a member of 4-H, that this would be something that you could do?
Actually, I only found out about the national shooting sports competition 2 years ago when I went in small bore. So it wasn't really on my radar 6 years ago when I joined 4-H.
Yeah, yeah. And as it has developed for you, was there a moment when you said to yourself, "Hey, I'm pretty good at this. I think I could make a move here"? Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the competition. It was a great platform to get college coaches to notice me, which is what I want my next step to be, is to be on a college rifle team and then eventually make it to the Olympics for small bore and air rifle.
Do you ski?
No.
I was just wondering because, that's out there too. Shooting on skis is a big part with the Olympic sports as well. Well, you guys are both doing so well. What's next? What comes up next on your 4-H agenda?
I think for me, I'm probably going to transition here and start shooting a different discipline to get ready for next year for nationals. Mm-hmm. But I'm still gonna stick with archery. I'd like to be my career. So we're gonna still stick with it. But for me, probably it's going to be the fair. Once we get through the fair, and then I'm going to transition and start shooting a different discipline and get ready for the next state competition.
Who are you going to have? What are you going to have at the fair?
I'm going to have pigs and lambs, as well as some other inside entries. So we'll be there this year, but not with as much stuff as usual.
It's key season right now. Who's taking care of the pigs and the lambs while you're away?
Thankfully, my dad is taking care of them for me while I'm gone.
That's good. Sadie, what about you? What's up next for you?
I'm not going to be entering anything in the fair. I normally do some artwork, but I've been so busy lately that there's no time. I will be running for Fair Queen, Indiana County Fair Queen. So that's probably my next step.
That's the next step.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that keeps you plenty busy too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Now, in terms of scholastic achievements, where are you both next? You're going to be, Sadie, what?
I think my next shooting competition will be, I'm going to a camp at WVU this month, so at the end of August.
You've graduated high school yet? Or
no, I'm a senior this year.
You're going to be a senior where?
I'm homeschooled.
You're homeschooled? Okay. And John?
Probably my shoot. I think there's a couple in Las Vegas. There's a couple in Colorado that I'd like to hit before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll be able to get to all of them, but we'll see. There's a couple down south. And I'm a junior this year, and I'm also homeschooled.
Yeah. Wow. You guys are both doing so well. And you represented Indiana County 4-H so well. Wow. You just fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for coming in. Connie, thanks for bringing them as well.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
Is that Abigail I see over there? That is Abigail I see over there. Hi, Abigail. How are you? Pretty good? Oh, very good. It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160.